Please sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow graduates, welcome to this graduation ceremony of the Faculty of Medical and Human Sciences. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you here in this splendid Whitworth Hall. And I want to say a few words first to the families and friends of the graduates, because I think that it's important we recognize the contribution that they have made to the fact that you're sitting here today. I know how proud you must feel. I've sat on that side myself. And it's really great to be able to sit there and actually see your fellow friends and family graduating. But I think it's important we recognize you because I know what an important role you will have played. You have been the banker, you have been the proof checker, you have been the cook, you have been the shoulder to cry on. And I think it's fair to say that without your contribution, you wouldn't be sitting here today. So what I'd like you to do is to stand up, turn around, and acknowledge the contribution that your friends and family have made to your progress so far. Thank you. Let me turn and say a few words now to you. This is an important ceremony, and it's right that we celebrate your achievement. You're extremely privileged to be sitting there, not only in terms of getting to Manchester, which is one of the top research institutions in the UK and also in the world. And you have to recognize also what an achievement it was to get here. If you look at the entry requirements of Manchester, you will see that you are part of an elite that have gone through here. But you will continue to be a really important group who have been so privileged to have undergone a Manchester education. And I think you need to acknowledge that, and we need to acknowledge that, because it is a massive achievement to have got this far. But I hope that when I say you're an elite, I say so without this notion of being somehow elitist, because in a sense, you're all graduating in this very important ceremony from a faculty which really encompasses a whole range of professions, from nurses to medics to scientists to technicians, everyone who will contribute towards healthcare in a sense. And I think that it's very, very important that we acknowledge that huge thing that you have done to get this far. I want to say something about this whole notion of your responsibility, because in the end, it's not the piece of paper that you will take with you that will determine your future, but it's what you do with that piece of paper. It's that incredible sense of responsibility you have as you graduate today. And it's important that, as I said, in this ceremony, we are graduating nurses and doctors, people with master's degrees, intercalating students, a whole range of professions. And they all contribute towards making the practice of healthcare what it is. Because it's no longer about individuals. There was a time when I graduated 30 years ago that the doctors were on the hierarchy. But it's no longer the case now. Healthcare is delivered through teams, and those teams are very broad. And without those teams succeeding, we end up with disasters like Mid Staffordshire. So the practice of healthcare is dependent upon your team working. And I think it's really great that we have a ceremony here where we celebrate such a diverse range of professions sitting in the hall. Manchester is, as I said, one of the elite institutions in this country. And you can walk around our campus and you will see these great buildings. And it signifies, in a way, the huge scientific enterprise that goes behind healthcare. You see the Graphene Institute being built. You look at the Life Sciences Complex, and you realize that science is really critical to the delivery of healthcare. But actually, what troubles me most is not necessarily the science, but the fact that as you leave this building, you will then be confronted with the huge challenges that are determined by illness and how people cope with that illness. And for many of you, it will start on the 1st of August, a really daunting task. And I think that it's not just about the science. So when we graduate and you think about your career and how you will progress it, you must never forget the purpose of why you're sitting here. And that is to be the professionals that will make the difference for the people who suffer ill health and suffer tragedy sometimes. And it isn't the science that will resolve that suffering, though it will help. It will be what you as individuals do. You can't be just about yourselves. You have to recognize that the attention you pay to things, the awareness you have, the discipline, the effort, it will be dependent on you and only you. And so that kindness will be really, really critical towards your success as a professional. We sit in a hall not even 10 miles from the place where the NHS was first created. And I think it's now in its 66th year. And when Bevan came to Manchester to open, and Aaron Bevan came to open the NHS, he said that we have been the dreamers, we have been the sufferers, now we are the builders. And in some sense, that is also your challenge, because most of you will be entering a National Health Service which many people never thought would survive this long. It is unique in the world in terms of what it does. And in some ways, it is also undergoing its greatest challenge. And it is your generation, it is you, who will in a way have to transform it so that it can exist for another 65 years. And that is a huge challenge for you, which I hope that you will rise to. And finally, I need to say a few words, because you sit here and you wonder, what can we take away? Well, one thing, at the end of the ceremony, you will all, those of you who are nurses and doctors, will stand up and an affirmation will be read, which will be agreed to uphold. And that's very, very important. So when you go away, my advice is to never lose sight of that affirmation, because it defines your role as professionals. It's really, really important. But there's also on your degree a crest with 3 Latin words on it. And those are cognita, sapienta, humanitas. Knowledge, wisdom, humanity. Knowledge, you have gained some. You will have to commit to gaining even more in order to deliver what you have practiced. Wisdom is what you will gain, and you cannot have knowledge without wisdom. But ultimately, your purpose will be humanity. That is why you are here. So remember those 3 words and your affirmation, and I wish you well. Thank you very much.
As the Pro-Vice-Chancellor has said, we have a joint graduation today. And my name is Tony Fremont. I'm head of the Manchester Medical School, which is the undergraduate teaching arm of the Manchester School of Medicine. And so I'm addressing my comments really to the graduates from that school today, and Professor Waterman will follow me to address comments to the School of Nursing. Let me add my welcome to that of Professor Ismail, to all the graduating students of the School of Medicine and your families and friends to the Whitworth Hall in the heart of this truly great university. Our university can trace its origins back to 1824, but medical education in this city first started in 1752, when the newly constructed Manchester Royal Infirmary took its first students. The School of Medicine itself was officially opened in October 1874, and in 1883, the school was granted its charter to award medical degrees. We can trace medical research in Manchester back to those days too. Most of the members of the Manchester Literary and Philosophical Society which was founded on February the 28th, 1781, and as such is one of the oldest learned societies in the world, were physicians, surgeons, and apothecaries. All the medicine students present at our ceremony today have one thing in common. They're here to mark great achievements in their progress in the understanding of practice of medical research, having studied for a postgraduate degree or an extra bachelor's degree at this university. This is no mean feat. Manchester is a great research university. It's ranked in the top 50 of all the universities in the world. And it numbers amongst its active staff more Nobel Prize winners than any other UK university. The route by which our postgraduate degrees are earned is appropriately vigorous. The graduands here being presented today, through diligence and sheer hard work, have furthered their understanding of the processes by which scientific medicine painstakingly explores, discovers, and translates with the goal of improving lives. So we're here today to celebrate the achievements of a remarkable group of young people, and I can say that because I'm much older than they are. And they're graduating from a very special university. Some of them are also medical undergraduates. Our medical undergraduates encouraged to undertake an additional year of intercalated study to obtain a degree in addition to their medical degree. Some take additional bachelor's degrees. And as the Professor of Pathology, I am very proud that our students who have intercalated in pathology are receiving their degrees today. Unusually, however, amongst medical schools, others of our students take intercalating master's degrees. Some even study for a further 2 years and graduate in medicine with a doctoral degree. The diversity of the degrees we offer our intercalating students is second to none, as you will hear when the degrees are read out. We need to recognize that in addition to being proven researchers, this particular group of students who are graduating with their master's degrees and also in medicine today are graduating from the medical school, which not only has the most intense undergraduate medical program in the UK, but is also the school recognized by the General Medical Council as leading the way when it comes to preparing our students for practice. We are extremely proud of the achievements of all our graduands here today, as I'm sure are all of you, their fat relatives and friends. And it therefore seems only fitting that we and you should take this opportunity to applaud them in recognition of their achievements. But their achievements are not theirs alone. The position that they have reached today could not have been achieved without support. For the students graduating from the School of Medicine, the school has given them the opportunities to develop as scholars, but they owe something much greater and more long-lasting to you, their friends and families. You have made them the people that they are. I get to speak to many of our students and find out a little of their backgrounds. I know how much they value what you, their families and friends, have given them. Finally, can I add that whilst this is a very solemn and important occasion, it should also be fun. So please do not feel inhibited. I only put this in because nobody ever does feel inhibited. Do not feel inhibited in showing your pride and love for this very special group of people. I shall now hand over to Professor Pam Vallely, who will present those graduands from the School of Medicine to the Vice-Chancellor.
Vice-Chancellor, On behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, Sandeep Hindu Chu. Christina Tatyan Low. Anne Markey. Martin Seed. And for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Raed Abdul Kawi. Reza Aga Muhammad Zadeh. Uzman Alam. Kiria Abdulgada Al-Sagir. Eva Barkowskate. Danielle Charlotte Mary Belgrave. Donna Bramwell. Charlotte Elizabeth Bryant. Emma Mary Milborough Burkitt Wright. Filippo Ciceri. Sarah Coleman. Daniel Joshua Cox. Elizabeth Ruth Davey. Roberto Dono. Graham Charles Elliott. Claire Flach. William George Flight. Edward Anthony Chilongo Goka. Stuart Grant. Salam Othman Hammer. Caroline Claire Henson. Catherine Holliday. Andrew Hyam. Emily Holmes. Audrey Lowe. Francesca Ludvinsky. Yolanda Martinez. Fleur Elizabeth Mason. Charmin Naz. Philip John Noonan. Catherine Perryman. Arvind Ponusami. Gillian Margaret Quigley. Jessica Rowley. Vashisht Sikar. Catherine Simmons. Eleni Theodora Kopolu. And for the degree of Master of Philosophy, Jude Michael Aldaco. Antonia Banyard. Omaima Abogela Aruk. Rowan Elaine Jasper. Bhuvanaswari Krishnan Murthy. Anna Louise Mary Mannion Jones. Steffi Aileen Mathen. Ellen Mitchell. And for the degree of Master of Public Health, Mabel Ajay Kuzi. Aisha Janet Khan. And for the degree of Master of Research in Medical Sciences, Amy Elizabeth Manley. And in Public Health, Claire Patricia Cohen. And for the degree of Master of Science, Applied Mental Health, incorporating the AMHP Award, Brenda Marion Gleave. Ian Andrew Palfrey. Philip James Whitaker. And in clinical rheumatology, Duriad Refat Ahmed. Shabeb Ahmed Al-Mudafa. Christopher Oshoma Otu. And in clinical science, blood sciences, Suzanne Armitage. Emma Louise Callery. Rachel Curd. Tiffany Jane Daniels. Emma Louise Evans. Amy Rachel Frank. John Michael Hamilton. Charlotte Hill. Sukhbir Kaur. Olivia Elizabeth Eve Kay. Daniela Bethany Nice. Heather Marie Wilshaw. And in occupational medicine, Ike Chu Kwu Amadi. And for the degree of Master of Public Health, Global Health and Emergency Humanitarian Assistance, and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with European Studies, Catherine Maria Medina. And for the degree of Master of Research in Maternal and Fetal Health, and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with European Studies, Etan Farmer. Imogen Tacek. Edward Yu Chuang Yung. And for the degree of Master of Research in Maternal and Fetal Health and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with European Studies with honours, David Richard Haig Beaumont. And for the degree of Master of Public Health and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with European Studies, Emma Catherine Hughes. And for the degree of Master of Research in Medical Sciences and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with European Studies, Jordan William Oldbury. Adrian Ryan Antoine Avon. And for the degree of Master of Science in Healthcare, Ethics and Law, and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, European Studies, Hannah Emmett. And for the degree of Master of Research in Cardiovascular Health and Disease, and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with honours, Andrew John Fagan. And for the degree of Master of Research in Medical Sciences and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with honours, James Albert Evans. Rachel Pilling. And for the degree of Master of Research in Oncology and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with honours, Nicholas Simon Ardern. Mariana Kyriakos Christodoulou. Benjamin Sanderson. And for the degree of Master of Research in Tissue Engineering for Regenerative Medicine and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with honours, Oliver William George Manley. And for the degree of Master of Science in Healthcare Ethics and Law and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with honours, Alexandra Keelan. And for the degree of Master of Arts in Humanitarianism and Conflict Response and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Rebecca Grace Holgren. And for the degree of Master of Public Health and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Fiona Devine. Matthew Gould. And for the degree of Master of Research in Cardiovascular Health and Disease and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Majid Ahmed. Rachel Claire Brooks. Faisal Jawad. And for the degree of Master of Research in Maternal and Fetal Health and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Catherine Ying Chai Hill. Myri Annabelle Leggett. Hannah Whitaker. And for the degree of Master of Research in Medical Science and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Ksenia Ashimovich. Hannah Bryan. Hesham Nagui Atia Muhammad Al-Shimi. John Peter Farrant. David James Lowes. Danielle Louise Nimmons. Kavita Patel. Amy Jane Wilcock. And for the degree of Master of Research in Oncology and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Tassos Yano. Elizabeth Catherine O'Donovan. Binaz Yassar. And for the degree of Master of Research in Tissue Engineering for Regenerative Medicine and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Kanwal Naini Chima. Haidar Faruqi. Navraj Singh Nagra. Anthony Sorial. David Robert Howard Tooth. And for the degree of Master of Science in Healthcare Ethics and Law and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Elizabeth Banks. Helen Barbara Folkes. Edward Gill. Robert Hurst. And for the degree of Master of Science in Medical Humanities and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Benjamin Murray Norris. David Wood. And for the Postgraduate Diploma Public Health, Elizabeth Ngozi Ozagulu. And for the Postgraduate Diploma Medical Education, Salem M. Rahuma. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science Pathology, intercalating MBCHB BDS students with honours, Talvinder Bogal. Manas Dave. Danielle Fitzpatrick. Sherry Jones. Jennifer Ogg. Nishanthi Senthival. Christian Slater. Laura Jane White.
Graduands, I am also pleased to share this important day with you. It marks the end of a significant phase of your life and the beginning of another, and at times like this, it's useful to reflect on what brought you here. Every one of you will have your own reasons, but what we all share in common is that we have chosen to study and practice in a health and social care profession or related science. I'm going to share with you my experience that marked my passage into nursing to when I graduated from here as a PhD student. My own experience, perhaps like some of yours, for entering nursing was fairly typical. I had a straightforward desire at the age of 18 to become a nurse and was accepted on a nursing course at a Manchester hospital more than 30 years ago. My reasons for coming to Manchester were because it had a good nightlife, good reputation, good transport systems, and to this day the University of Manchester still marks itself on a similar vein. So I began my training, or apprenticeship as it was. The training was organised and delivered by individual hospitals and was mostly ward-based. It provided me with a good practical training where I learnt to care for patients and manage wards. During my training, I was initiated into the practice of task-orientated nursing. Task-orientated nursing means that care is managed according to tasks. For example, one nurse does all the observations, someone else toilets the patients, and someone else carries out the denture round. The denture round would take place, especially on care of the elderly wards, and consisted of removing patients' dentures and placing them together on a tray to be taken to the sluice for cleaning. And then after cleaning, they were returned to patients. I could never work out how the nurse knew which set of dentures belonged to which patient. This method of care, which focuses on tasks, has since been criticised for neglecting the whole patient. Then one day I was allocated to another care of the elderly ward, which carried out care in a totally different way. First of all, the philosophy of care focused on the patient. It was underpinned by a theory of nursing. Research was used to provide an evidence base for care. and nursing was seen as having a positive effect on patient outcomes. There were no toileting or denture rounds. What was interesting was that although these ideas were published and in operation at the hospital where I was being trained, these things were never discussed during the classroom-based training. So I learned that different standards of care can be found in the same hospital and that leadership is really important in determining the quality of care. Then I found out that the nurses on the progressive ward were also lecturers at the University of Manchester. So having come across a different way to nurse, I began to inquire about getting a degree. But I was dismayed to find out at the end of my 3-year training that my nursing course did not accrue any academic credits. So this was followed by a period of part-time study to gain my diploma and then a degree in nursing. I learnt so much during this period about the ethics of care, the inequalities of health and illness, and evidence-based practice, and came out understanding that good care can really make a difference to patients. During my days as a student nurse, I could not have imagined over the following decades the importance that would be given to supporting health and social care professionals to deliver the most effective healthcare. The Cochrane Organisation is one such global organisation which aims to synthesise research evidence so that healthcare professionals can find evidence to inform their clinical decisions. These experiences made me want to learn more about how to improve care through research, so this inspired me to undertake a PhD at the University of Manchester. Manchester was the first university in England to offer a degree in nursing, and Jean Kennedy McFarlane was appointed as the first professor of nursing in 1973, and our building is named after her. These early experiences helped me to understand what is important in professional and personal matters. I would like to share some further insights with you. While graduation is an important day and you'll remember it forever, some of you may be feeling sad because it will mean saying goodbye to some friends. Others will feel daunted because the structure of the degree programme is no longer there. However, you will find when you leave here today that it is not the end, but rather the beginning of your future in your chosen profession, and it is a new stage of life. It is exciting and to be embraced for all its potential. I would also like to remind you that you are graduating today from 2 premier schools, Manchester Medical School and the School of Nursing, Midwifery and Social Work in the UK. I congratulate you on your achievement and wish you all every success and happiness in the years to come, and sincerely hope that you will keep in touch with your school and university. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Deborah Clare Antcliffe. Charlotte Ann Dale. Carol Denise Farrell. Catherine McIver Morrison. Surian Celestiana Sasanti. Sherry Tessiman. And for the degree of Master of Clinical Research, Patrick Paul Burrows. And for the degree of Master of Arts, Social Work, Heather Covell. Nicola Royal. Pamela Sakezo. And for the degree of Master of Science, Advanced Nursing Studies, Siggy Joseph. Manjula Mabel Murmu. Sarah Louise Thorpe. And in Advanced Practice Interventions for Mental Health, Psychosocial Interventions for Psychosis, Laura Catherine Dunn. And for the Postgraduate Diploma Social Work, Nicola Nolan. And for the Postgraduate Certificate, Advanced Practice Interventions for Mental Health, Primary Mental Health Care, Simone Marie Colleen. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Midwifery Practice with Honours, Teresa Greenwood. Helen Maria Stanley. And in Nursing Practice with Honours, Laura Ahern. Claire Sally Barker. Catherine Joanne Bartlett. Claire Elizabeth June Beckett. Natalie Burley. Emma Kate Dawson. Stacey Jane Debbio. Karen Dutton. Mark Ellis. Laura Claire Fitzpatrick. Wendy Ann Harrison. Laura Jane Head. Cheryl Henry. Abigail Mary Johnston. Kelly Jocasta Keane. Sarah Christiana Lahi. Hannah Mary Leather. Kim Elizabeth Lee. Kirsty Lee. Miamui Muliwana Labinda. Victoria Martin. Nicholas Mesayeki. Sarah Jane Ann Morris. Marie Preet. Jill Rebecca Quinn. Emily May Robertson. Nicola Jane Wursel. Excuse me. Okay. Angela Stiolanu. That was for the Master of Arts in Social Work. Okay, in nursing practice, Gemma Louise Ackroyd. Patricia Elaine Boyce. Karen Louise Davey. Sarah Louise Frost. And in healthcare studies, maternal and fetal, Lucy Ann Booth. And for the degree of Bachelor of Nursing, Adult Nursing with Honours, Karen Blair. Ben Renison. And for the Diploma in Professional Studies Adult Nursing, Adriana Raphael. Hannah Lane. Jade Fisher. Serena Edmonds. Carly Honey.
We now get to a very solemn part of this ceremony, and it's absolutely essential that all the right people, and only the right people, take part in this bit. So, for all people from the School of Medicine who today are graduating with Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, and all the new graduates in nursing and midwifery, that's those who are for the first time entered onto the nursing or midwifery register, will you please stand to take your affirmation? This is a joint affirmation for both schools, and Professor Waterman and I will take you through it. I will read the sections and then you will repeat them after me, please. Raise your right hands. I affirm that I will make the care of my patients my first concern.
Make the care of my patients my first concern.
Treat every patient politely and considerately.
Treat every patient politely and considerately.
Respect patients' dignity and privacy.
Respect patients' privacy.
Listen to patients and respect their views. Give patients information in a way that they can understand.
Give patients information in a way they can understand.
Respect the right of patients to be fully involved in decisions about their care.
To be fully involved in decisions about their care.
Keep my professional knowledge and skills up to date.
Keep my professional knowledge and skills up to date.
Recognise the limits of my professional competence.
Recognise the limits of my professional competence.
Be honest and trustworthy. Respect and protect confidential information. Make sure my personal beliefs do not prejudice my patient's care. Act quickly to protect my patients from risk. If I have good reason to believe that I or a colleague may not be fit to practice. Avoid abuse of my position as a nurse or a doctor. Work with colleagues in the ways that best serve patients' interests. In all these matters, I will never discriminate unfairly against my patients or colleagues. I will always be prepared to justify my actions to them. I so affirm. Thank you. You've done very well. Please sit down.
On behalf of the university, I once again congratulate all of you who are graduating here today on your excellent achievements, and I wish you every success and happiness in your future lives and careers. I now declare this ceremony closed. Please stand.